Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Set Booster Unboxing. So we're on video 3. We have about 18 more packs to go, so I was hoping to catch this up in 3 packs, but we might have to go a 4th video, depending on how many duplicates we get in these. So I'm spending a little bit more time reading through them, because they're actually, first time I've seen some of them, which are actually exciting to me. So before we jump into the cards, in the packs, I want to go over a couple of things I said in video part 2, in case you're coming from there, first of all, we had Yoshimaru the Ever Faithful, and I wasn't sure what set this was from. I didn't know what NEC stood for. It's kind of what I thought it was. It's for the Commander set. So this is part of, like, it was before our rare cards. So I added it in there. But that's actually kind of cool. So we got a card from one of the Commander sets in here. Definitely a cool bonus. The other thing I wanted to go over then quick was we had this one as well as Behold the Unspeakable, and I was like, gosh, I'm pretty sure the Unspeakable was a character you could get in the last game that had a really cool effect, and it did. So I'm going to show off the cards. I had to go hunt down these cards because I have them, but they weren't all sitting next to each other. So this is from the original Kamigawa set back in 2004. So it's quite old. So Reach Through the Mist was a 1-cost blue instant Arcane. So they didn't bring back Arcane, which kind of saddens me. But they have this creature, it's like doing this thing where he's like reaching through, grabbing this like stick thing. Lets you draw a card. Very simple, 1-cost spell if you draw a card. No 1 part of the name, Obsession begins. No 2 parts, Paranoia sets in. No 3 parts, Madness descends. No all of it, and the only Kami knows what will become of you. This is kind of a key to how this works. So then they have a 2-cost, Peer Through the Depths. There's another instant Arcane. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal an instant or sorcery from among them. Put them in the bottom of your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So just those together are kind of whatever they do. But then you get a 3rd card with the same guy looking at this thing. It's called Sift Through the Sands, which costs 3. So you have a 1-cost, a 2-cost, and a 3-cost. So it's 6 total right there. So you draw 2 cards and then discard a card. It says, if you play a spell named Peer Through the Depths and your spell named Reach Through the Mist this turn, you may search your library for a card named The Unspeakable and put it into play and then shuffle your library. So if you could get all 3 of these cards, spend 6 mana in 1 turn, you got The Unspeakable, which is a 9-cost card. So you got him for 3 mana cheaper, which isn't anything to sneeze at either. Legendary Spirit, 6/7, Flying Trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may return an Arcane card from your graveyard to your hand. So that's even fun, because then when he attacks, you get to return those cards you just played back to your hand, and you can keep using them. Yeah, so then we have the new one, which has just says creatures you control don't get -2. If you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 4 cards, otherwise scry 2, then draw 2. So you kind of get that peering through, because scry wasn't a thing back then. But you get to draw your cards, and then if you do just flip them over, we have Visions of the Unspeakable, who gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand, which kind of thematically ties into the original, because it's all about drawing more cards and getting more cards from your deck. So it becomes more and more powerful. But yeah, I just love that. It's a little throwback. I wanted to just show that off because that was one of the ones I remember. I loved when that came out. It's not super easy to pull off, but at least all of the blue cards are, if you put 3 of each in your deck, you should be able to get them kind of easy. Plus, you're playing blue, you can probably find stuff. But yeah, definitely an interesting combo, which I haven't really seen anything really like that since, where you had to like play multiple other cards to gain a bonus. Alright, we're going to start off with our full artwork card. Is this our Planeswalker? Yep, Cameo, Completed Sage. So how was our Planeswalker? We have Siftwater Cliffs, Iganjo Exemplar. Samurai Warrior. You control attacks will just +1/+1 go ahead. Sorry for the little pause there. I sneezed and I did not want to kill you guys with it. Alright, you are already dead. Oh, that's awesome. He's got this slice where the guy's falling over. An ogre never even felt the cut. Destroy target creatures, dealt damage this turn, draw a card. That's awesome. Clawing Torment, enchant artifact or creature, as long as it is permanent, just -1/-1, can't block, end. Can't permanent has at the beginning of your end, keep lose 1 life. Ooh, that's neat too. This is a very interesting thing. We have a non-foil version of the regular art of Yuzumi Blade Blesser. We have a new Kami of Terrible Secrets. Yeah, this guy's creepy. There's ears and eyes floating everywhere. Kami of Terrible Secrets enters the battlefield. If you control an artifact and an enchantment, you draw a card and gain 1 life. The Brawn Cudgels. Artifact equipment. Until the end of the turn, equipped creature gets X attack, where X is the number of times its ability has resolved this turn. Oh, that's cool. These were made when Michiko was young. Wield them wisely. Ooh, we have a card with her too earlier. That's actually kind of a neat ability. So basically, you pay 2, it gets, +1 attack. You pay 2, you get +2 attack. Pay 3, you get plus, not cheap, but the fact that you have a lot of mana to spend, it's kind of like a repeating ability, so you can basically keep boosting it. That's cool. We have a Rito Sentinel. Of course, we definitely have the Gatekeeper Keymaster Gozer thing going on, Ghostbusters. Defender. Rito Sentinel enters the battlefield. Target player mills 3 cards. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Interesting. So that's kind of neat, because you could use it to yourself and then put cards back in your library. That's kind of a neat idea. We have the Fall of Lord Kanga. It's kind of like a neat etched artwork. Exile target creature an opponent controls with a mana value of 4 or greater. Each player gains control of all permanents they own and exile this. And then we become Fragment of Kanga. So now it's all broken. Defender, when Fragment dies, draw a card. For its transgressions against the Kami, Lord Kanga's immortal body was turned to stone and then shattered into 1,000 still living pieces. Oh, that sucks. This is awesome. This is a different border we have. We haven't seen one of these yet. March of Swirl and Mist. This is the neon borders. We've had the samurai ones, and we've had the ninja ones. Now we get a neon border. An additional cost to cast a spell, you may exile any number of blue cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less for each cast this way. And then up to X target creatures phase out. That's cool. So we've had another one of these Mist cards. I believe it was Mist, or at least a March of. But it was a white one that did it. This one's kind of neat too, so you can pay extra to pay for it. Our rare card for this set is Farewell. This is girl blowing a dandelion. Not a dandelion. What are those called? I don't know, but they're little people. That's even creepier. 6 costs. Choose 1 or more. Exile artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or graveyards. Oh, that's crazy. I love it. Then we have a foil replication specialist, which you've seen before. And then we have a token treasure card. I love the artwork on here. It's like in a cube, or not cube, like a sphere. Imagine this in like a Final Fantasy type game, like FF10. Maybe 13 might have something like this. Alright, next pack. We're gonna start off with this cool anime dude. And this is we've seen him before, the Peerless Samurai. And we've had this black land before. I don't think I have a full art red yet. Imperial Subduer. Legendary creature, Norkia Yamakaze the Poet. Whenever a samurai warrior attacks alone, you may cast target enchantment from your graveyard this turn. That's cool. Other card, that was it. That was just a sorcery. Okay, I was just say, oh, that would suck if they could play that a second time. Season of Renewal. Choose one or both. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand, or enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. Cool. I like that. It's cool. Ooh, a Bamboo Grove Archer. A Snake Archer. This is because he's like coiled around the pipes. And then he's shooting his enchantment are these bamboo arrows, but he's shooting them from all over. Defender and Reach. Discard to destroy target creature with flying. The only thing I haven't seen yet, well, I haven't seen a Planeswalker, which we're hoping for, at least one, and I haven't seen a wall. I love walls, so if I can get at least one in every set, I'm happy. Uncharted Haven, enters battlefield, choose a color, tap, tag that color. That's cool. Invigorating Hot Springs. Enters battlefield with 4+1/+1 colors on it. Modified creatures you control have haste. Remove a 1/1 color from Invigorating Springs to put it on target creature you control. That's cool. Green and red, and you can kind of like have them sitting on there waiting for a creature you want to play it on. It works. That it gives haste and it gives potential bonuses. Reminds me of the Fires of Kamigawa. It's a very powerful thing for the same cost. Generous Visitor. Spirit, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Always nice to have them little boosts. The Tales of Master Sheshiro. Seen before. He's a snake guy. We have another commander card. Voyaging of Cryptic Dreams. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Each one has a different face on it, which is interesting. It's a big cost too. Enters a battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. If you cast it from your hand, remove an indestructible counter. To copy target permanent spell you control 3 times. The copies become tokens. Interesting. So basically he's a 3/3 that can't be destroyed. And then you can opt to give him the ability to be destroyed by creating 3 permanents. Copy target permanent spell. So like a creature or an enchantment, but not, you can't, like, that's just getting just kind of weird, because you think spell, you're like, oh, like a sorcery or an instant. They are spells, but they're not permanents. Permanents have to be on the table. So it has to be either be a creature or an enchantment. It could be an enchantment, whether it's an enchantment creature or an enchantment or just an enchantment aura. Some kind of enchantment does not count. I'm not sure how that works then with artifact creatures. I think artifacts are included as well in equipment, but it does not count lands. That's just crazy. Then we have our regular rare, Biting Palm Ninja. That's definitely anime there. Ninjutsu and enters battlefield with a menace counter. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove the menace counter from it. When you do, that player reveals their hand. If you choose a non-land card from it, exile it. Cool. Be able to like remove counters to do stuff. That's actually a really neat idea. Then a foil of Season of Revival. And we have the token for the Human Monk, which we've seen earlier. Or not earlier in this video, but earlier in the last video. Awesome. Next pack, I don't know who this guy is, but that is freaking awesome. He's running through this building, he's setting on fire. This is Keito Suzuki. I really hope we get him. That would be awesome. There we have a white land we've seen before. So now, I crazy? I probably am. Yeah, so like the kanji, I wonder what that actually says, because that's the only one with two. All the other ones only have one symbol. Interesting. Aki Ronin. So we've seen him before, but we haven't seen him with this artwork and this style border. Heir of the Ancient Fang, Snake Samurai. Enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counters on it for each modified creature you control. Greater Tanuki we've seen. Careful cultivation, so I'll add that monk creature we were just talking about. Crafted growth. Season of renewal. And if you're wondering why I'm not going over some of these, because I went over them in videos 1 or 2. So if you want to see more or take time, you can pause it quick, or you can go back and watch those videos. Malicious Malfunction. All creatures get -2/-2 during your turn. If a creature would die, exile instead. That, a minor test, nothing more. Incomplete. Flesh is weak. Jane Grixis. That's a Phyrexian. I haven't had too many Phyrexians either. I think we've had one. Covert Tactician. Which we've had before. We had the Ninja border, I believe. The Shattered States era, we've seen as well. So we're getting a lot more duplicates now, so this will kind of go a little bit quicker. We have a powerful white card again. We need more of these, right? Brilliant Restoration. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 costs. Return all artifacts or enchantments from your graveyards to the battlefield. Crazy. So imagine somehow playing this, and then that next turn, playing that other one that exiles everyone else's graveyard, right? Or all their enchantments, or all their, not your enchantments, because it exiles all graveyards, right? So you're a little bit through the game, you return all your stuff to the battlefield. This has a lot of artifact creatures and enchantment creatures. So you might have a massive army, and then like remove your opponent's graveyard so they don't have any access to their stuff. That could be crazy. We have a foil green Tamio's Safekeeping. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible again. Your turn, you gain 2 life. Cool. And then we have a Spirit Token. I always like token cards. I'm so glad they started adding token cards in here. I do wish they would release like a legacy token pack. I know they've done like token figures, they've done token little chips and stuff. I'd just like to have like a pack of token cards. Be like, hey, here's a set you can do, or even if it's like added into like one of the boxes or like something like that. Like I buy one of the big fat packs, and just be like, hey, while you're buying this, here's a extra pack in here. It's gonna have legacy tokens in it. You'll have like tokens for creatures from like older sets. I don't even care if they're all new border. That's fine with me. Just so I have the ability to have some for older creatures, and then have it be like, if you have like pack 1, would be like, have it be like some of them were common ones, like warrior, like some of them have like some specialty ones, or have, like pack number 1 has this, pack 2 has this, pack 3 has like super specialty ones and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Here's a guy preaching to a kami. We've had that before. Commune with the spirits. We have Blossoming Sands, Guardians of Ouroboros, Kindled Fury, Aki Warpaint we haven't seen before. Enchantment, aura, enchant artifact or creature, as long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +2/+1. Cool. Ooh, I have another Aki to go with that. Aki Ember Keeper, Goblin Warrior. Whenever a non-modified creature you control dies, create a 1/1 spirit creature. That's cool. Gravelighter. Gravelighter in the battlefield, draw a card. If a creature died this turn, otherwise, each player sacrifices a creature. Neat. Seismic Wave. Seismic Wave deals 2 damage to any target. and 1 damage to each non-creature artifact creature target opponent controls. Good red damaging spells. Essence Capture. It's like trapping that spirit. Counter target creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. That's neat. I think that's the first counter spell we've actually seen. We have another saga. Kumeno faces Kazakhan. Deals 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. You cast the next creature spell as turn enters battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter, and then flip it. So it's kind of like 2 vases fighting each other. So like a warrior and like a dragon. And there's the Etching of Kumeno. Haste the creature deals damage this turn by a source controlled by you would die, exile it instead. Anytime he come to demand a secret he did not know, and every one of them fell. And we have the Modern Age we've seen, and that has this little spirit guy. We have a Mythic, that's awesome. Explosive Singularity, 10 cost. That's some super powerful spells in this game. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature tapped this way. Explosive Singularity does 10 damage to any target. So that's these big giant spells you can make cheaper. Then we have a Foil Flame Discharge we've seen, and then a Token Samurai. Alright, yeah, so we're getting more and more duplicates, so these packs are going a little bit quicker, so we'll see if we have to do a 4th video or not. This is Jane Grix's Progressive Tyrant. This is one of the Phyrexians, so it might be one of the only ways I've seen a Phyrexian. It has that foil Planeswalker symbol on the bottom, which I have not seen before. Now, is that one of my other ones that I had? Oh yeah, to see. I have a regular version too that doesn't have that. So I don't know what that means, because it's not signed or anything. The backs are the same. Interesting. So that's kind of neat. I don't know if I really care one way or the other about it, but we have a basic Mountain. We have a Moon Snare Specialist. Ninjutsu, and when it enters battlefield, return 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Kami of Restless Shadows. Enters the battlefield, choose 1, return target 1 ninja or rogue creature from your graveyard to your hand, or put target creature from your graveyard on top of your library. Nice. We have the Mokutai Ambusher, a rat ninja who has a lifelink. So he's always a Reckoner. So there's like one of the gangs. I like this where it costs 4 normally, but you can ninjutsu him in for really cheap. The Ninja's Kunai. Equipped creature has pay 1 tap, sacrifice it, does 3 damage to target creature. Yeah, it's not bad. Extra damage whenever you need it. Ink Rise Infiltrator, human ninja, flying, gets +2/+2 till the end of turn. They can't follow your footprints if you never touch the ground. A Futurist Operative, another ninja. As long as Futurist Operative is tapped, it's a human citizen with base power and toughness of 1/1 and can't be blocked. Untap, pay to untap features. Oh, I get it. So, okay. So, when you tap him to attack, he becomes a 1/1 citizen that can't be blocked. So basically he's going to get a walkthrough, do 1 damage to, but then you can pay 3 to untap him. So now he's technically still attacking, he's just uncapped. The same way like you can attack with a character's vigilance. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Plus being a ninja like that is you can, either pay the 3 that, or you could pay something to swap in a different ninja. That's crazy. Blade Blizzard Kanitse Ninja Fox with Ninjutsu and Double Strike. We have Boju reaches skyward. We've seen this saga before. Flips over to a plant. Our first rare card is another one from the Commander set. Mojang of the Towering Mist. Or Towering Might. So that's a second Mojang. The other guy is pretty powerful too. Comes into play with an indestructible counter. Removing an indestructible counter from Towering Mist. Distribute 8 1/1 creep counters among any number of target creatures you control. They gain trample till the end of turn. So okay, so the other guy like passed out his ability like to help copy spells and create things. This guy basically passes out his attacks. His 8/8 attack power. That's cool. Our regular rare is Sasuke the Living Lore. Human druid, green and white. My favorite colors. Put a lore card on each saga you control. Activate only as a sorcerer. When Living Lore dies, choose one. Return target saga or enchantment you control to its owner's hand, and return target saga from your graveyard to your hand. This is cool. This is the second guy that's worked with them lore counters, so you can kind of help dictate when you get to play those. That is actually cool. And then our foil is Automated Artificer. 2 cost artifact creature. Tap to add colors, mana, spend only to activate or cast artifact spells. Very simple, but nothing bad about having one of those. And then we have a token for a Dragon Spirit. I don't think we've gotten a card that plays that yet, so fingers crossed, right? Alright, we have our little anime girl here. She's playing on a laptop of some sort, and this is Covert Tactician, which you've seen before. We have Rugged Highlands, Moon Snare Specialist, Aki Ronin. Now we're getting some duplicates. Bamboo Grove Archer, Uncharted Haven, Fade to Antiquities, Ghost Shinkai of Hidden Cruelty, Legendary Enchanted Creature Shrine. Oh, this is our third shrine now. I think we had 2 other colors. Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. When you do, destroy target creature with a toughness of X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control. So I love the shrines from the original game. They basically get more powerful for each shrine you have, but they're always legendary, so you can only have 1 out of each color. So you basically get bonuses for playing 2 to 3 colors. If you play out 5, they're crazy. Yeah, positions you have to pay for at the end step, but you get to do stuff for each one. So if you have all 5 of them out, you have to decide maybe which one, unless you can afford to pay for all of them. But yeah, if you have 2 of them out, destroy target creature with a toughness of X or less. So if you had 2 out, you can destroy target 2-cost creature for 1 mana. So to go with that, they're going to give us the Ghost Shinkai of Lost Wisdom, which is the blue one. Yeah, that's not creepy or anything. There's a flying. Beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. When you do, target player mills X cards, where X is a number of shrines you control. Yeah, so imagine if you have both of these out. That means at the end of your turn, you could pay 2 mana to just mill 2 cards from your opponent's deck and deal 5 or destroy a creature with a 2 power or 2 toughness. Now imagine if you had all 5 of them out. Besides getting the effects from the other ones. Oh, we actually got a third one. We got the white one as well. Ghost Shinkai of Shared Purpose. So vigilance at the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token for each shrine you control. Yeah, so that'd be crazy. You had all 5 of them, pay 5 mana at the end of your turn. Like, granted, you're not going to be able to do this every turn, But if you paid 5 mana, then you'd be able to create 5/1/1 creatures, destroy something with a power and a toughness of 5, and mill 5 cards off their deck. Plus what green and red do, and I'm sure green probably adds counters, I would imagine, and red probably does damage. I'll check out in just a sec. We have Era of Enlightenment. Scry 2, gain 2 life, exile this saga, and then return it. So you've seen this before. Flips over to this guy who just has first strike. Our rare for this set is Ogre Head Helm. Equipment Ogre, I love that. That's awesome. Just +2/+2. Whenever it deals damage to a player, you may sacrifice, you do discard your hand, and then draw 3 cards. And then our foil is going to be Behold the Unspeakable, which you've seen before. And our throwback card from Apocalypse. Ooh, that's awesome. I love Apocalypse. Illusioning Realities. This, if you're not familiar with split cards, is while they're in your hand, it's a green and a blue card with a converted cost of 1 or 3. They're both instances, obviously. Sometimes it could be different. But when you play it, it becomes just one of the two. So it says, illusionist target, spell, or permanent becomes a colorless till the comes the color of your choice for the end of your turn, or destroy target artifact. So artifact definitely helps. Color, maybe not as much in this set, but still not a bad thing to have. Just in the first video, we did have the other 2 Ghost Shintais, so I'm just going to show them off again really quick, since we're just talking about them. So yeah, red is going to deal X damage, and green is going to put +1/+1 counters. But it says when you do put a +1/+1 counter on target shrine. So that's the other thing to make sure, I didn't really point out before, is they're all creatures as well. So not only are you paying for these as just enchantments, like the original ones were just enchantments, these are also definitely, these are also cool because they're creatures as well, so you can also boost up your creatures, create more things to help block, chump block for them. And then now, I don't know how many other shrines there are in other sets. I don't recall there being any. There might be that I'm not thinking of. But it's like if you collected these 5 plus the 5 from the original Kamigawa sets, you have 10 out, and then you still only have to pay 1 for each of these things. So now imagine if you somehow got all 10 of these out, that's your deck. At the end of your turn, you paid, you have to pay 5, and also now you're doing 10 counters, doing 10 damage, destroying, making 10/1/1 creatures to help you, milling 10 cards off your opponent's deck, and this one might not be the best, but it says destroy target creature with a toughness of 10 or less. With 10 or less, it basically destroy anything. So if you could make a deck with all 10 of these shrines, get each one out, and have 5 mana at the end of your end step, your opponent would definitely be terrified. And if you have that, if you had that, you could probably just wait till the end of every step and spend 5 mana. And the next turn, 10 more cards. That's 2 times. That's, you have 20 creatures out. You can have, you can build up some of these so they don't die, because you got 10 counters on one, then 10 on the next one, on target shrine for each shrine you control. So that's crazy. 10 damage, to like, because this is a red one just to target player or planeswalker. So yeah, so you did that twice in a row. It'd be 20 cards off their deck, 20 damage to them. Like, basically, you almost have killed them with that combo. That is nuts, and I'm going to have to look at making that deck now, because I think I have all 5 shrines. If not, guess who's going to have to go and finally break down and spend $300 buying Kamigawa booster packs. No, I probably wouldn't, but ooh, that's cool. He's a armored dragon. Who is this guy? Spirit's Sister's Call. Cool. We have Jungle Hollow, I don't think we've had that one before, but it's also a foil. Dochi Silencer. Ninjutsu, Human Ninja. Deals combat damage to a player. You may discard a creature card. If you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker that player controls. So that's not bad. Oh, that's hilarious, because then we got Shadow Walker right after it. The Dochi Shadow Walker has Ninjutsu as well. Kato's Pursuit. Target player discards 2 cards. Ninjas and rogues gain menace until the end of turn. So this is actually cool with the menace ability. They can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So, because again, with the ninjutsu ability, as long as it's unblockable. So if your opponent doesn't have 2 creatures or can't afford to block it with 2 creatures, like they can't get rid of one because they're using it for something, they're going to have to let your ninja go through. And then you can just go ahead and hit them with swapping out for this 5/5 instead. Or at this guess is when he deals damage, just try a creature. So they might be like, oh, well, I have to block this guy because I can't afford to let that ability go through. So there's also a fun thing there. They're like, they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to have to do it. It's going to cost them. Again, you let him go because you're like, I can deal with that. And then you play something different. I love the ninjutsu ability. Tamiyo's Completion. Artifact with Flash. Enchant artifact, creature, or planeswalker. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent. If it's an equipment, unattach it. Enchanted permanent loses all abilities and not untapped for its controller's untap step. Ooh, I love it. It's like a sleep spell. Then we have her safekeeping. Yeah, it's 2 cards of hers. If I don't get her in this pack, I'm going to be mad. Discover the impossible. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Exile one of them. Face down, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost if it is an instant spell with a mana of 2 or less. If you don't, put that card in your hand. That is cool. Little mana raise there. Colossal Sky Turtle. Awesome. Flying, Ward 2 with Channel Green. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand, or channel with blue, return target creature to its owner's hand. Nice. We have an Okiba Savage. Sorcery. Or Salvage, not Savage. Return target creature or vehicle from your graveyard to the battlefield, then put 2+1/+1 counters on that permanent if you control an artifact and enchantment. Cool. I haven't seen a lot of vehicles, though. We have Asua's Many Journeys. It's kind of neat. It sounds like a kimono. I was going to say a dress, and I'm like, no, it's a kimono. I'd call it a dress. My wife is going to kill me. You may play an additional land this turn. You gain 3 life. Exile this. And we get Likeness of the Seeker. Whenever Likeness of the Seeker becomes blocked, untap up to 3 lands you control. Cool, so you're going to block it, you get some mana back. Well, unfortunately we didn't get the Planeswalker, but we did get a legendary creature. We got Shigeki Jukai Visionary, Snake Druid. Return him to its owner's hand, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land from them into the battlefield, put the rest in your graveyard. Or channel, return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hands. This little set's all about shuffling cards. A foil and Crackling Emergency, and then just a generic card there. Alright. Yep, so we're going to do 2 more packs for this one. Then we will do part 4. I was hoping to make this a 3-part video, but I haven't run into nearly as many duplicates as I thought I would. I guess it's going to happen when there's 300 cards in the set. But that's alright. I am perfectly fine with that. I'd rather get more different cards than have opening pack after pack of the same ones. See that when I do like some of the Digimon ones. By the time I get towards the end, I'm like just hunting down like 3 cards. Which is cool to have a complete set. But it's also like, I'd like to see more new stuff than just same ones over. So, Atsushi the Blazing Sky, I think that is alt artwork for him as well. I already had his one card. I could have swore I've seen that before. Yeah. So there's his other version. Very different. I still like the dragging part looks the same, but you can't really see his crown in that one. That's kind of cool. Alt art with like a different perspective. I'm definitely down for that. Awesome. We finally got a blue one. We haven't had a blue one before. So that's neat. So I got at least a full collection of one. Alright, so we have Hiko Yamakaze the General, Human Samurai. Return target, cast target artifact from your graveyard this turn. Hair of the Ancient Fangs. Bearer of Memory. A human monk. Pay 6 to put a +1/+1 counter on target enchantment creature gains trample. That's actually pretty cool. 6 cost though to put a 1. It's a lot, but you know, later in the game, you have nothing else to do with your mana. Dramatist Puppet Construct. Enters the battlefield, each kind of counter on target permanent. Put another counter of that kind on it or remove one from it. Enters a battlefield for each kind of counter on target permanent. Put another kind. Oh, it duplicates other people's counters. I thought it was adding counters on itself, and that's why I was confused. So that's kind of cool because it also works with the lore. But it could work with the Mojins we saw, like the indestructible counters. You could throw in another indestructible, so then you could use your ability twice or sacrifice one without an issue. That's actually a really cool card. Iron Apprentice. Enter the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. When it dies, if it had counters on it, put this counters on target creature you control. Hey, that works with him too. He comes in, play another guy. Now he has 2 he can give out. We have the Gakuchi Silencer we've seen earlier. Mizumi Prowler. Ninja Rat. When he enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink till the end of turn. Nice. We've had a long reach of Night before. We'll just look at that other side quick. We have a rare here that's a legendary Kotsi the Silent Spider. Enters the battlefield, exit target card other than a basic land from an opponent's graveyard. Search that player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name from that card and exile them. That player shuffles. For as long as you control her, you may play one of the exiled cards and spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. That's crazy. So, enters a battlefield, you can exile someone else's card from their graveyard. Plus, you get rid of it out of everything else they have, and you can play that many copies. Awesome. That's wicked. We have a legendary land, the Boje Who Endures. It's like a skyscraper with a bonsai tree on top of it. Tap tag 1 green. Not, right, makes sense. Discard, destroy card artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land the opponent controls. That player may search your library for a land. The basic land type, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. Interesting. So if you have 1 legendary creature, it only costs 1 to do instead. That's neat. And we got a Foil Sky Turtle. And then we have the third minigame, Cyber Silicrum. Extra thing. Alright, so yeah, the video's a little bit longer, but we have 1 pack left to go. So let's hop into it as quickly as we can. Oh, we have an art. We haven't had one of these yet, so this is just a swamp. Kind of cool, but I'm also like, if you only have 81 cards, maybe not give me a land card. That's right, Gizmo Backwater, blue and black. Sunblade Samurai. Shuffle, channel to shuffle for a basic planes card, reveal it, and then gain 2 life. Moon Circuit Hacker, seen this one before. The Wanderer's Intervention. Deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Awesome. There's the artwork we had on the big giant card we had here. Came with the box topper. Explosive Entry. Disrupt a 1 target artifact, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Nice. Planar Incision. Exile target artifact or creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Saiba Trespassers. Moonfolk Ninja. Ooh, I haven't seen a Moonfolk Ninja, I don't think. Channel free discard. Tap up to 2 target creatures you don't control. Those creatures don't tap during their controller's next turn tap step. Nice. Roadside Reliquary. Sacrifice to draw a card. If you control an artifact, draw a card if you control an enchantment. Nice. That's not too bad either. Touch of the Spirit Realm. Enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature until it leaves the battlefield. Channel to discard target. Exile target artifact or creature under its control until the beginning. So blink it. Not bad. We have the Reckoner's Raid we've seen before. We have a mythic. Hitotsugu Consumes All. Destroy each non-land permanent with a mana value of 1 or less. Exile all graveyards. Exile the set and return it under control. So you destroy all non-land permanents with 1 or less, so really cheap stuff. And then you exile all of them. And then Vessel of the All-Consuming and Ogre Shaman. Whenever the Vessel deals damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever it deals damage to a player, if he has dealt 10 or more damage to that player this turn, they lose the game. Ooh, Sakura does 3 hits, he's going to gain 10 damage, and then he only has to hit once. That's actually kind of cool. And then Guardians of the Ouroboros, we have the regular version, which we haven't seen before. And then we're going to end with one of those. Alright, so that's what we have for video 4. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Let me know in the comments. And we'll check out part 4, and that'll be the end of this one. See you guys later. Bye.